Hi friends! In this video I decided to share with you the best dramas coming out in 2022. They will certainly bring laughter, romance, thrill and excitement to your squid. Number 1 on my list, My Liberation Notes. Episode 1 will be released on the 9th of April. A story of three siblings and a mysterious stranger who long to be liberated from their frustrating lives. Set in a Sanpo village, a place where more people live than move in, the three human siblings, Chang-hee, Mi-jung and Ki-jung, all want to escape from a life that is clogged up with no answer. One day, a mysterious man named Mr. Go suddenly moves into their neighborhood. He is a drunkard and looks like he has many burdens and secrets. His cautious personality and preference to keep to himself make him the talk of town, leading even the timid Mi-jung, the youngest of the three siblings, to approach him. Number 2 on my list, soundtrack number 1. Two people have been friends for two decided. But a mere 2 weeks of living together blurs that fine line between love and friendship. Han Son-woo is a handsome, rocky photographer with a warm personality, while Seo Yoon-soo is a lively, straightforward and honest person who openly expresses her feelings. 3 years ago, she seized a chance opportunity to become a lyricist. Nowadays, details of their reliable romance are subtly woven into her musical compositions. Number 3 on my list, Our Blues. Our Blues take on an omnibus-style drama which tells the story of diverse characters that are somewhat interconnected in one way or the other. Lee Dong-suk, a guy born on the beautiful island of Jeju, sells trucks for a living. He meets Min Sun-ah, a girl with a mysterious past who has come to Jeju to escape that life. Park Yoon-yo, a ship captain, falls in love with Lee Young-ok, a diver with a bright and bubbly personality. Jang Yeon-hee, a fish shop owner, reunites with her past lover Chu Hyun-soo. They cross paths in Jeju Island when he returns back after realizing that city life is not for him. Number 4 on my list, Kill Hill. Set within the competitive power struggles of TV home shopping hosts. Three hosts compete against each other with intense desires to achieve success and gain fame in the industry field. Hu Qian works as the host of home shopping show. Her record as a shopping show host is neither good or bad. She aspires to become the top shopping show host, but she experiences a fall into a bottomless pit. This leads her to change. Kim Mo-lan is the vice president of Uni Home Shopping. She started her career as a regular employee and worked her way up to her executive position. Her success story is legendary to other people. She does not allow mistakes and she doesn't show what she thinks, but she has charisma. Big Ok-sun is a top host at Uni Home Shopping. She was born into a high-class family. She is generous to others and she is respected by employers at her company. But what she really thinks is valid. This new drama will star Kim Han-yul as Hu Kyan, a home shopping show, a host who has a dream to be the top host of the show. But everything will change when an expected situation commits her to walk away from her dream. Lee Hyun-young also participated as Kim Mulan, an executive from the Uni Home Shopping program who is not ruthless as people think because despite having an important position, she can say that she has charisma, but she will not overlook a mistake. She started as an employee, but with dedication she managed to get to where she is. Lastly, there is Kim Seung-rang as B. Ok-soon, one of the main presenters of the program from a wealthy upper-class family who is well liked by her peers, although she has a little problem expressing what she thinks, so it's common for her not to usually do it. Number 5 on my list, Love featuring Marriage and Divorce. Love featuring Marriage and Divorce feels like a show that has an agenda of some sort but does not quite know where to go with it. It's a chronicle of three women, one in her 30s, one in her 40s, and one in her 50s, all of whom are having problems with their marriages. But it seems that most, if not all, the problems in these marriages are on the man's side, which not only feels unbalanced but a little annoying to watch. Then again, the show is likely a rumination on marriage in Korea, which carries much more traditional gender roles than what we see in the US. Even though all three of the women have careers, there still seems to be a desire on all of their parts to still place their men while subsuming their personalities, wants and desires. The pressure here Young is getting from her in-laws to have a child is a part of this, as is P. Young's mother trying to get her husband to talk her into letting go of the resentment P. Young has toward her. The men seem to be in change, and the women are at turns frustrated by it, but resigned to give into it. Perhaps that's why the show is so frustrating. It feels like all three women are victims in one form or another, which no way to relate, at least not yet. And it feels like the show's writers are happy to torture them, especially poor Sian, whose husband threatens to leave but keeps trying last-ditch effort to save his marriage, despite having an affair that he's lying to her about. What we'd like to see going forward are these three women taking the power back, either by getting revenge on their husbands and the people they are having affairs with, or simply catching these holes loose and living their best lives. It's less than entertaining to see them act as set sex in 2021, which is why we are hoping for a change in the power dynamic. Number 6 on my list, Pachinko. The story concerns four generations revolving around Sanja. She is the story's tearful, sometimes hopeful eyes and its resilient soul. When she is a child in the 1910s, portrayed by Yuna Jus, she is pursuing and independent. She notices the fears of the adults and does not stop from trying to calm them. But she starts to witness how the Japanese occupation of Korea affects people around here. It makes people like her father tremble in front of Japanese police, and that adoration of Korea's has also put women like her mother Yangjin and the girl orphans at her mother's boarding house into even lower life status. As a teenager, portrayed in an incredible breakout performance from Minha Kim, Sanja Andres so much. Her father wanted her to know there is such thing as kindness in the world before he died, but she sees so little of that. With her younger, braver inner fire chauffeur. Out if it becomes heartbreaking to see this performance poignantly built out of nervous energy, of her struggling to make eye contact even when sitting across from the rare someone who wants to help her, like Isaac. Sanja comes into this relationship after a waltz of heartbreak and devastation, including a relationship with a fish market player named Koh Han-soo, which left her with even less fight in the world, and the shame of being pregnant out of wedlock. Isaac offers her a way out, and it involves leaving Korea for good. In 1989, Sanja is a kamishi cooking grandmother in Osaka, played by Yoon Yug-jung, who recently won an Oscar for her work in Minari, and gives another standout and soulful performance here. At this point, Sanja has lived a great deal of life, but now holds much of it in silence. She cares for her sister-in-law Kyu-jie and admonishes her grandson Solomon for bad cooking attitudes when he returns home. Throughout, older Sanja flashes back to her previous life with the time hopping Edison sometimes fell fading her youngest face into her older one, showing how these memories of longing have been preserved. Sanja, one of the hundreds of thousands of Koreans who moved to Japan and become stateless, dreams of going back home. Number 7 on my list, forecasting love and weather. In a lot of ways, forecasting love and weather is your typical romantic drama. He's a free spirit, she's uptight. They find each other and somehow fall for each other despite all of the craziness around them. But this romance is couched in a workplace drama revolving around the state weather service, and there are a lot of discussions about how the services decides to put together their forecasts and issue alert. This show might be right up your alley if you are a weather nerd. If you are not, well, we are not sure. The show can't seem to find the right tone in the first episode. Is it a really dramatic story about meteorological maps and models and the process of issuing warnings that could cost government and business millions? Is it a light workplace dramedy about two mismatched people falling for each other? Or is it about a woman scorned by infidelity? Because the first episode is so tonally inconsistent, we are not sure what's actually driving the story, and we are not sure that the writers are confident about that at this point either. The bank said Park and Yoon lead a capable ensemble cast, and there is potential for stories that go beyond the central couple even as they end up working in the same office, where Ha Kyung now acts. Ki Jun is still working. How deep these episodes will get into whether Miniature will determine whether the workplace relationships get the room they need to develop. Number 8 on my list, Green Mothers. In the first episode of Green Mothers Club, writer Shin Yoon-woon keeps the lives of the five central characters a bit close to the West. We know the most about Yoon Pyo and why she's making a fresh start in this new neighborhood. True, the actual circumstances of how she sank her teaching career are still a bit up in the air. She wrote something about one of her mentors that one of her sons posted on a public board by mistake. It was another of a disaster that she actually grabbed and shocked her younger son in distress. She begs the professor for forgiveness, but he ignores her presence. What also seems to be Yan Pyo's rule in the one who gets embroiled in the other for mom's lives. But the end of the first episode, there are strong connections established between he and every mom except young me. And we're pretty sure that will change in the first few episodes. Despite what we wrote about, we don't really even know most of the moms' names just yet. There are identified as Sue and So's mom through most of the episode. That's obviously on purpose because when you get to know other school parents, that's how you know them and you learn their actual names later. But that decision also puts at a bit of distance from the four other moms and puts us on in Pyo's side, especially when Chun-hee decisively blows off Yan Pyo of the birthday party. We hope that we get a little more of a picture of the other moms as the series goes along, so we can get a better feel of the rivalries and the relative roles that they play in the elementary school parent hierarchy. Number 9 on my list, Young Lady and Gentleman. Young Lady and Gentleman is a typical feel-good McJunk drama that also has the ability to get your blood boiling. For the most part, it is cute, but McJunk themes such as lying, amnesia, faking of things, manipulation, and more give it a tension-filled plot. The plot has a number of twists and turns, making it a roller coaster of a viewing experience. However, what makes the drama is the characters. Each character is written and treated with deep detail to the point where they each have their unique idiosyncrasies. Characters such as Park Dan-dan and her family represent the middle class that sometimes struggles whilst the likes of Lee Young-hook live comfortable without worries as a conglomerate family with underlying tension caused by wealth. The latter also tends to be more willing or able to manipulate things to their liking. These differences become painfully clear as characters get involved in each other's lives. The romantic lines were all cute to an extent. However, I found the kind nature of some characters to be unrealistic. It seemed that if anyone questioned morality, most of the characters were just willing to let their wants go, which is unlike human nature. Park Dan-dan was the most realistic because despite knowing something was considered wrong, she still fought for it and struggled with her moral compass. Mirim was also cute, strong-willed. I hated Chief Joe. I have never had so much loathing for an on-screen characters in my life. She is honestly despicable, and her character was so narcissistic, misleading herself to think that her actions were going to pay off. I loved the children. They were extremely cute and a real highlight in this series. Dandan's family was just whatever. For the most part, her parents were annoying because they just didn't care about her feelings and invalidated her all the time. Granted, they were trying to be moral people, but it baffled me that they cared so little about her actual emotion. They eventually saw the light, but it took them forever to do so. On the flip side, I also have to say that Dandan's immaturity was a bit too hectic for a large part of the drama, especially for her age. She's old and out to know better in a lot of situations. I think the length of this drama was perfect. Around 51 hours episode seemed to be the perfect length to keep you engaged and out in a magjank without making you feel like it'll never end. However, if I had to criticize one more thing, if it would be the amnesia plot. Getting amnesia is not unusual in this kind of drama, but it felt overcooked. Especially when Lee Young-gook returned his normal self, but then could not remember his life as his 20 years old self. Number 10 on my list, 2521. I dare to say that this has become my new favorite drama of all time. It is definitely in my top 3 ranking. The imagery and cinematography was so powerful. I found it fascinating that the cinematographer was able to create romantic shots in moments where economic protests were happening, for example. To create a love story in a world of social change through visuals is no easy task. I also loved the sound decision. It was so enthralling perfectly during the fencing matches. The emphasis on a clash of metal, the silence between plays, the sound of the weight hitting the strip. It was gorgeous. This was a realist drama. I guess the whole drama was a testament to human instincts and how people cannot resist developing relationships despite the future's outlook. I absolutely loved the chemistry between the entire cast of this drama, from romance and friendship to familiar relationships. Each relationship was imperfect but real and reliable. Even the relationships that started off ruggedly come full circle of as we watched the characters grow and release things about each other. Be it Na Hyudu's relationship with her mother or Kyorurim, they all had powerful and emotional arcs. I have to give a special shout out to Kim Tae-ri for her acting. She made the entire series. Each actor was exceptional, but Kim Tae-ri definitely had drama fans feeling for her every charm in this role. VGSN's Bona, Lee Joo Myung, Han Joo-hook, and Choi Hun-wook all gave stellar performance as well. The same goes for the other support cast members. I had no qualms with the ending either. The story was beautiful and depicted that one heartbreak that most people go through at least once in their lives. Number 11 on my list, Semantic Error. Semantic Error was a refreshing twist on the ever-growing BL genre in Korea. It tells the story of two opposites, a disciplined computer skills major and an ascertained designer who end up working together. Firstly, the enemies to lovers storyline has been done to death, yet this drama made it fresh somehow. Maybe it was the way that their acting come across, or the way in which the script was written. Whatever it is, whatever it is, it was truly enjoyable. Dickie Z. G. Chan's acting was very convincing. He pulled off the shy stand-offish role quite well. I loved that even when he was falling for Jeng Yang. He managed to keep his personality intact. He executed his character's arc quite well. Park Soo-ham was so charismatic on screen. The character situated him perfectly, and honestly anyone who was watching would find themselves feeling for him. Besides the drama, I discovered a lot more about Park Soo-ham out of curiosity. His YouTube channel proves that there is especially endearing even off screen. The drama feels a little bit rushed, as if it should had more as episodes to explore more storylines. But that might just be because it felt so good too much. The drama was entertaining, cute and quirky. The error motif was especially well present in teeny details throughout the drama. I also enjoyed how progressive it was. As it was well executed, it was also well received by a Korean audience, which is quite impressive to achieve in a mostly conservative society that is still new to BL dramas. Number 12 on my list, My Liberation Notes. Lee Min-ki, Kim Ji-woon and Lee El take on the roles of three siblings who spend their 3 hours traveling to work and living a mundane existence. To begin with, Lee Min-ki demonstrated realistic acting by dismantling Yem Cheng-hee, a man who wishes to live a yolk life. Yum Cheng-hee, who is quick to roll her head, is a wise and honest second reality herself, despite the fact that she is frequently disregarded in the family. Ji-won changes into Mi-jeong Yam, the youngest who wants to be free of her monotonous existence and decision a new face for her. Mi-jung Yam makes every minute of her life feel like it's a special occasion. Because of her reclusive and timid character, she embarked on a search to be free of a life that has never been failed. He begins to alter. Yoon Kim Jun is played by Lee Yel, a woman who wished to flee a life without love. While traveling to Seoul, he believes he has lost all of his youth on the streets and is always looking for love. He is desperate and he vows to cling on to anyone and love him one more time. Finally, Sam Gu-son portrays Mr. Gu, a mystery man who pays a visit to the 3 siblings village. Gu has more intoxicated days than a normal day, and his misery has a strong ardor. Gu is a person who has wandered from the circle of life in the 3 siblings are in the constraints of ordinary life. He wonders around how he will become involved with the 3 siblings. Number 30 on my list, 39. The Korean drama 39 is the latest Korean drama that airs this February. The story focuses on three best friends at the age of 4. This drama features three of South Korea's top stars, Son Yeon-jin, Jeon Mi-do, and Kim Ji-hyun. They also experience ups and downs in friendship, career, and love. Here is a full synopsis of the drama 39. 39 tells the story of three friends who meet in 11th grade in high school. They are Cha Mi-jo, Jang Chang-yang, and Kim Ji-hyun. It doesn't feel like they are now 39 years old and they are facing a number of problems in life. Cha Mi-jo is the chief dermatologist of a clinic in Gangnam. He was born in a well-to-do family and supports what he wants. His warm personality makes him easy to get along with anyone. One day, Cha Mi-jo meets Kim Sun-woo at the orphanage. Cha Mi-jo, who grew up, saw the kind-hearted Kim Sun-woo. The seed of love between the two makes Cha Mi-jo's life colorful. Jang Chen-yang wanted to become an actress, but her dream was blocked, so she now works as an acting teacher. He is outspoken and rude, but he is very honest about his options. Jung Cha-yang also has her own love story. While attending an alumni event, Jung Chang-yang meets Kim Jin-sok, the quiet CAO of a large agency. Lastly, there is Jang Jo-hee, who works as a manager at a department store. Due to his shy nature, Jo-hee has never been in a romantic relationship. Everything changed when Jang Jo-hee met Park Hyun-jo, the owner of a restaurant near Jang Jo-hee's residence. At first, Jang Jo-hee was disappointed that her favorite pub with her two friends turned into a restaurant. But the conditions slowly turned into a romance as he met Park Hyun-jo. 39 is directed by Kim Sang-ho, who has worked in slice of life themed dramas such as Age of Yas 2 and Ping Pong Ball. The script was written by Yoo Young-ah, who wrote My Anything Brother, Encounter, and Kim Ji-young, born 1982. This drama also starred Ah Si-hee, Kang Mal-young, Seo Hyun-chul, Seo Ji-young, Song Min-ji, and others. Actor Kim Won also made a cameo appearance in 39. Number 40 on my list, Crazy Love. The Korean drama Crazy Love will air on Disney Plus Hotstar starting March 7, 2022. Centered on the love story between an employee and his boy, Crazy Love will bring the audience to an existing and interesting story. A new CAO named Nok Jo-jin begins to receive death threats. He makes a plan to track down the mysterious figure. On the other hand, Lee Shin-ah, her secretary who has just been diagnosed with a terminal illness, plans to take revenge for the bad treatment she received from the company she works for. This drama will show the possibilities that can happen if you decide to take revenge. When Lee Shin-a released the dangerous situation that Go-ji's is in, the two plans turn into a sweet story full of expected surprises. The drama series Crazy Love will star Kim Jin-wook and Crystal Young. The chemistry of the two actors makes this drama worth waiting for. This Korean drama is written by Kim Bok-yoon and directed by Kim Jong-hyun. The Korean drama Crazy Love will contain 16 episodes filled with interesting stories and surprises. Number 50 on my list, Tomorrow. Following a week's delay, Tomorrow launched at the beginning of April. featuring Elias Kim Hee-son and SF9 K-pop boy band member Rowan. The show spins a fantastical premise around one of South Korea's most present hot-button issues, Saitsat. Thanks to the staggering success of K-dramas and K-pop, the global image of Korean culture is reaching height. Dazzled by attractive young idols and breezy stories festooned with high fashion and bright popping colors, viewers may naturally have formed an idealized image of the country. Yet, despite its extraordinary economic and cultural advances, South Korean society remains extremely conservative. The country has comfortably occupied the rock bottom ranking in the Glass Ceiling Index published by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the club of wealthy developed countries for years, and it has a high suicide rate. Statistics completed by the organization get a lot of media coverage in South Korea, almost always because they highlight a major problem. The People Behind Tomorrow, produced by Korean broadcaster MBC, are all too aware of this. The Jade Empress, who leads a bureau of Grim Reapers in the afterlife, rattles of statistics during a meeting with her subordinates. She mentions that 14 people take their lives each day in South Korea. And despite that, the country also has the lowest birth rate among OECD members. Why does she bring up this statistician? Because the managers of the various teams in her organization take a dim view of suicide, and she needs to illustrate why they should care about preventing it by highlighting the country's declining population. Number 16 on my list, military prosecutor Doberman. If you needed to identify one character trait that all male leads in Korean drama series, sure you safe bet would probably be to go with overviewing confidence. That and khaki green if we had to add the most common physical attribute. Doberman, the more or less titular character of military prosecutor Doberman, has both the green and the swaggering confidence to go with it. But why is it that B-Man, along with all his male drama peers, can get away with showing such a supercilious attitude? Played by a Korean leading man, B-Man is naturally handsome and chiseled. But as a character he also needs to be extremely capable. He acts hungry since he knows better than everyone else. He's always one step ahead of the other characters, save occasionally for his sassy female co-star, and has a preternatural ability to read people's minds and predict their future actions. All this makes B-Man a formidable force in a court of law. He's always prepared and easily ferrets out shocky ploys before his opposing counsel has even true of them. In military prosecutor Doberman, B-Man and fellow military prosecutor Cha Woo-in have been trying to find a way to topple villainous division commander Noah Hwa-young all season. First they went after her deplorable son Naughty Man, but after dealing with him they set their things on Colonel Won Ji-hyun. a decorated military hero injured in the line of duty or wash here. There is something fishy about wounds war record, and they seek to uncover what really happened when he supposedly saved a fellow soldier from a mine explosion in the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea, injuring himself in the process. After a little digging, B-Man thinks he's got the colonel paged outside the courtroom, and in full view a battery of reported B-Man confronts the injured hero. But here this confidence finally fails him. Number 17 on my list, Kill Hill. Set within the competitive power struggle of TV home shopping hosts, three hosts compete against each other with intense desires to achieve success and gain fame in the industry field. Woo Hyun works as the host of home shopping show. Her record as a shopping show host is neither good or bad. She aspired to become the top shopping show host, but she experiences a fall into a bottomless pit. This leads her to change. Kim Mo-lan is the vice president of Uni Home Shopping. She started her career as a regular employee and worked her way up to her executive position. Her success story is legendary to other people. She doesn't love mistakes and she doesn't show what she thinks, but she has charisma. Bi-ok Soon is a top host in Uni Home Shopping. She was born into a high-class family. She is generous to others and she is respected by employees at her company. But what she really thinks is wild. Number 18 on my list, Greed. The story is about a mysterious bank known as G-Host, who in 1997 saves the world, developing a grid system that protects humans from deadly disasters. But that one day, without citing anything to anyone, he completely disappears. After 24 hours, G-Host appears again, but this time he doesn't it to help a dangerous serial killer escape. The story reframes how a bank who should be considered a hero for saving the world does a questionable act worthy of a villain. The protagonists Jung Sing-byung and Kim Si-ha will seek to catch the murderers and G-Host, all to learn the reasons for their recent actions. Although each of the characters hides a personal reason why they want to find G-Host. History will not only show us the persecution on this mysterious bank, it also shows Korea working on plans to protect the heirs from untold disasters, because not only the United States saves the world. Kim Ah-jung will play Jang Sin-byung, a detective looking to catch Ji-host from his questionable methods. The actress has previously appeared on Live Up to Your Name, Wanted and Punch. Seo Young-ja will play the government official Ki Sin-ha. He appeared in Love Refuge, Juice in the Trap, and To the Beautiful to You. Lee Si-young will play Ji-host. The actress has appeared in dramas like Sweet Home, My Beautiful Bride, and Playful Kiss. The drama was written by Leo Si-yeon, a renowned award-winning screenwriter for her dramas Life and Secret Forest. In his new Greed story, he will address issues such as global warming and rising sea levels, and how these events are directly linked to possible apocalyptic scenarios that include the end of the ice. The mystery lies is how a serial killer could be linked to the protection of humanity. Number 80 on my list, Green Mothers Club. GGBC's latest woman-centrist drama Green Mothers Club has finally started airing, and its viewers are super excited about the release of Green Mothers Club. One of the most exciting storylines of the show is a triangle between the two mothers living in Sanjwei-dong, Lee Yan-pyo and Si Jin-ha, and the latter's husband Louis Buniel, who used to be Yoon-pyo's ex-flame when they all lived in France. Yoon-pyo's life is a proper mess, with her professorship being abstracted, her kids for being the brightest in school, and having a man-child for a husband who can't even find his own boxers or feed himself or be empathetic towards his sick wife. Hence, seeing her old friend whose life she has always envied. Whenever she visits her penthouse, Yan-pyo sees the kind of life she would like to have, being an artist married to the person she loves, living in a house with balls of yarns, unfinished paintings and paint supplies, and a gifted child. Lee Yan-pyo is not without comrades in Sanjwi-dong. True, even through Lee Yan-pyo and Byung Chen, who started off on the wrong foot because Yan-pyo's son accidentally broke Cheon-hyu's daughter's violin. They are slowly but surely forming a deep bond after Yan-pyo saved her daughter's life from an accident on the playground one day. Number 12 on my list, The Sound of Magic. The Sound of Magic is a drama that is heavy with emotion. Some of the themes in the drama go deeper than the simple elements of magic and love. It explores many emotions such as grief, adulting, love, trauma, and anger in its course of trying to uncover the meaning of life. It contains many aspects that will force the viewers to introspect on these various life-changing issues. The drama begins with the story of a high school girl who was orphaned at a very young age. She struggles to get through every day and cannot wait to grow up. Irrespective of her pain and suffering, she remains the brightest student in her class. Rivaling her is Na Lee Jiak, her classmate with an elongated head and handsome face. The drama shows how they chance upon an abandoned amusement park and slowly witness their lives changing. The Sound of Magic is laden with symbolism and meanings that are more than what meets the eye. Some of these symbols include butterflies, the amusement park, and the magician himself. The official webtoon is written by Ha Lin-won. The manhwa is also timed to explain a lot of its themes by way of metaphors. For instance, the author refers to a specific asphalt road in which the characters are intrepid. Most of the traits exhibited by the characters and the symbols are used to depict the pain and suffering of growing up in complicated households. Number 21 on my list, The King of Pigs. The South Korean drama The King of Pigs is a mystery thriller directed by Kim Ji-jin. The main lead of the drama is the South Korean actor Kim Dong-woo. His character Kwang Yang Min is a survivor of school violence. After 20 years have passed, Kyang Min suppresses his emotions and lives a normal life with his wife. However, a traumatic case makes his suppressed memories and emotions face. Meanwhile, Detective Jong-soo received a message from a friend he knew 20 years back. Jong-sek meets with another school friend and recalls all the traumatic experiences they had in school. Both of them were victims of school bullying along with the former friends who sent them the message. After receiving this message, Young-suk gets many reports of suspicious killings. This makes him wonder if there is a connection between the two incidents. Finally, he begins the search of answers along with Kang Jin-ah. She is a charismatic detective who solves every case delicately. Both of them track down the message trail to try and stop the serial killings that might be committed by the person who sent the message. The King of Pigs drama emphasizes the negative effect of bullying on society and how it means change a person's life forever. Number 22 on my list, It's Beautiful Now. Lee Kyung-chul is a family patriarch. He has lost both his significant other and daughter early in life. But despite facing this problem, he has still not given up on his optimistic perspective on life. Just like an angel sent from the heavens above, he adopts Min Ho during his life's greatest crisis and raises him like his own son. Yoon Shi-yoon plays Lee Hyun-ji in the drama It's Beautiful Now, and Lee Yoon-ji, played by Oh Min-seon, are both the sons of the Lee clan and are successful in their careers as a lawyer and a dentist respectively. On the other hand, we have Jin Son-jung, played by Park Ji-young, who has led a happy life, giving birth to a boy and a daughter. However, this family is concerned about their child, Hyun Mi-rai, played by Dae Da-bin, being involved in a fake marriage. Hyun Mi-rai employers divorce attorney Lee Hyun-ji for her divorce case, which begins the Hyun and Lee families interviewing. Number 23 on my list, Rocky Cops, a coming-of-age story that captures the spirit, challenges and passion of Yans as two students at the Korean National Police University experience life's charms and traumas whilst trying to become full-fledged cops. From bridging generation gaps with harmony to finding their own romance on campus, two very different students work to achieve their dreams and aspiration in the line of duty. Totally executed what Rocky Cops Jack in terms of story depth strangely worked to keep the study appear on the story. It was not average-achieving nor bland. It was just right for a school year's tamed story. Palpably visible is how the synergy of the main cast made the narrative successful in rendering a familiar friendship mood that viewers can resonate with. Portrayal with the blending of young actors with experiences and without was nicely cushioned. There were thoroughly opportunities to polish the emotion is in some of the skins that have significant weight in the story. But it was noticeable how the direction didn't force the Israel and maximize the strength of the drama. That bank said the final sprint for the Rocky Cops, confronting a police operation to capture the story's antagonist, appeared as a rightful moment to cap off the story. Living lessons, especially for young people set to join the real world. Rocky Cops emphasizes how option for honorable choices becomes harder when confronted with difficult dilemmas. Truth, it is important to stay grounded and firm with that principle. This scenario was drawn in a contemplative comparison between Wei Xianqiang and Wei Jiang. The older we end up on the wrong choice, eventually a ripple of more problems ensued. Wherever Xianqiang courageously selected the right path, displaying a few noble lessons on friendship, the bromance between Tak and Xianqiang stood out. There was a respectful brotherhood horse emulation. Number 24 on my list, Jihad's Doctor. Chang Yangmin is a heartless professor who is more concerned with his skills than with patients in hopeless situations. He was later involved in an unprecedented accident that turned him into a coma jihadist. Meanwhile, Ki Seung Tak, a first-year resident who has seen jihadists since he was a child, strikes a deal with Yang Min to save the patient's lives and bring justice to those who committed misdeeds that took away an innocent life and a life barely hanging on a thread. Jihad's Doctor has established a consistent narrative flow since its premise. Although certain parts were a bit black, it's incredible how they managed to keep the drama keeping with their twists and turns as well as their lively characters. Moreover, Ryan and Kim Bam's dotting bromance is definitely one of the most anticipated in the series. By portraying their characters so splendidly, they have won the hearts of every spectator, from their first negative impressions of one another to their eventual reliance and trust in one another, all of whom share the common objective and desire of saving the patients' lives. Also notable in the series are the family leads. Yue and So Na Yoon's performances are to be commended since they expectantly embraced the weight of their roles. Besides that, this series not only delivered a well-written story but also conveyed valuable lessons about the various patients and doctors' experiences inside the hospital, as well as how doctors strive to accomplish their duties to the best of their abilities. Remarkable, even a doctor who believe in scientific findings believe in miracles occurring in hopeless situations. We should too when we face these circumstances in our lives. Learn to trust and not lose hope, because miracles do exist for these who generally have faith. Number 25 on my list, Scripting Your Destiny. Given that the series has only 10 episodes, the love story between a deity and a human has been sweet and mellow. Their interactions are light and adorable, but it has still delivered a substantial message to the viewers. Despite having a remarkable history together, Shin Ho-yeon and Go Chi-kyung had a realistic truth in the ending. For some, it may have been a bittersweet ride, but their ending together can also spark hopes in their story to come. The supernatural aspect in the story has been fascinating to watch as they are able to write what happens to humans. Moreover, it also encourages viewers to think that humans are capable of beating the ancient. For viewers who enjoy a romance story between humans and supernatural beings, this drama could be an enjoyable and quick watch. Their story gives off a warm feeling and also inspires people to live their best lives. Humans are capable of achieving great things in life. Seeing how Chi-young and Ba-ryam revise that was written in their book of destiny, the drama has proven that there are a lot of possibilities in life. Even though the journey may be unknown and vague, there is hope in shaping in the way you envision it into being. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like video and subscribe to the channel. Bye!